Here's the thing with the Flash trailer. When I watched it, I was like, well, I like all the components you have here, but I don't know if I like how it's coming together and how it looks. Like, I'm like, I love Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton's one of my favorite actors, my favorite Batman in the suit. Someone said it in the group. It looks like a Super Bowl commercial. It looks like he's selling Tostitos, like he's about to present like a Chase debit card for you to sign up for. It looks like one of those OnStar Batman commercials from the early 2000s. And my big gripe with the Michael Keaton thing is they don't know how to light or frame people wearing these costumes anymore. I don't need to see all of that. That doesn't even
bad.
Even if that was Ben Affleck, that wouldn't look good. The more you see of the costume, the more details you can see, the worse it's going to look. That you were watching the David Brent dance, Hans? Okay.
Yeah, that's something that I wanted to reference about this movie, about how whenever someone just starts dancing out of nowhere, I feel like I'm in that scene where he just starts dancing and everyone's just uncomfortably watching him get more and more into it, and it's just there like,
yeah, I can hear the theme over it, dude. To jump back to the Flash really quick, Lores, I'm with you, dude, because I have actually been kind of excited for the Flash, like on the drama surrounding Ezra Miller and whatever that person is doing has made it more into, but like the trailer itself kind of deflated all my excitement. Because here's my thing with it. Like, I'm excited to see Michael Keaton as Batman again. Mm-hmm. I don't really think that I need this. I wasn't expecting to see him like full on like CG Michael Keaton, like fighting bad guys. I thought he was going to be like an old, like, you know what I mean? Like, I thought he'd be like like an auxiliary character, kind of like advising the Flash. I don't need to see Michael Keaton like springing into action. That's not
he's
really
more active in the Flash trailer at like 71 years old than he was in either of his two outings in the Tim Burton films. He's suddenly got the same strength as Ben Affleck's Batman, where he's like picking up guys and slamming them down, and he's it's just, it doesn't look right. And I'll see it. I'm still, I guess, excited. I don't mean that word when I'm saying it. I don't feel excitement. I'm just kind of like, I guess I got to go to the theater for this.
So he's not playing like a Batman Beyond role where he's just old and wise.
That's what I thought it would be, but it looks like he's just, and I guess that's probably what he was doing in the fucking, or I don't know, maybe not. Like, what would he have been doing in the Batgirl movie?
In the Batgirl movie, it was apparently even less, where he wasn't even going to be like an advisory role. He was going to show up every so often and say, hey, you shouldn't be doing this, Batgirl. Don't do that, Batgirl. And then finally at the end, it was going to be like, all right, I guess you're a worthy partner, Batgirl.
Ugh. And then they're bringing back like they're like, I guess I'm just so fucked up on like what the fuck this Flash movie is, which does have me interested enough, because like, okay, Michael Shannon's back, but then we're doing like Superman that looks like Elliot Page.
What's her
name? And it's like, okay, right? Muhammad Page, right? Whatever it is, right? So like we're bringing back Zod, but now we have like little like scrawny little short hair Superman. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck this movie is.
I know what this movie is because I've read every summary of every test screening, and I know the tweaks and how they've changed it. And who knows what it looks like now? But they're gonna try and redo everything Zack Snyder did and fuck with it, so then they can set up something new. But now, I guess the ending that they had and the idea of where they were going to go is all gone because of James Gunn being the new DC president, right? So, here's what I'm hearing. And Nick, if you don't want to hear this, this is speculation.
No, it's okay. Tell me.
Originally, they were going to set it up so Michael Keaton was going to be the Batman of this universe, right? We know that he did the Batgirl movie, and he was going to be in a couple of other things. He signed a contract. That's all getting washed away. That's done. Obviously, Batgirl's never coming out because it'll interfere with him wanting to do Brave and the Bold or whatever. I think is that lineup for the DC movies is so unexciting. Maybe we'll talk about that a little bit too, because we didn't really talk about it on the show. And currently, what the idea is that the Flash is going to go back to the current timeline or whatever it is. He's going to fix everything, go back, and it's going to turn out that he's not in the current timeline, right? He's not in the right dimension. He's actually in another dimension because they don't know what to do with Ezra Miller. So they're going to plop him in a different timeline. And who's going to pick him up from the courthouse? What Batman will pick him up from the courthouse? George Clooney will pick him up from the court. So he's
No.
trapped in the Schumacher timeline for misbehaving. Which when I read that, I was like, God, I hope that happens. That would be, you know what? I kind of like that. That's so
Are they
stupid and great.
Please tell me they're giving Chris O'Donnell a job, or just not him.
No,
It should be Val Kilmer.
But you want to have the AI voice him like in Top Gun Maverick, where it doesn't sound like him at all?
No, just have Batman have a hole in his suit that he has to press to speak. His voice is already.
He rolls in on the fucking bat scooter on the bat wheelchair.
But it's decorated like a Native American. There's a bunch of mirrors and teal colors. Yeah, that would be great.
That is so fucking stupid. Because I thought it was gonna. I thought initially Ben Affleck was. The scene that I was excited for was I heard initially there was going to be a scene where we say Ben Affleck's Batman dies. We say goodbye to him and Michael Keaton. I mean, obviously Michael Keaton's been like dicked around so much at this point. I'm sure he doesn't want to be involved with like the DC shit. But I'm like, I wanted to see Ben Affleck's Batman like die for whatever reason. I want like, but in like a meaningful way. Like I wanted to see that, but it looks like that's not happening anymore.
Well, that was the original plan with Justice League, I guess, or if they had continued that, and then I believe he was going to die in the Flash movie. I don't know if that's the case anymore. I feel like they left it open because Ben Affleck is so hot and cold about returning as Batman, you know? And then I guess who's really dying now is, I think Michael Keaton's dying and staying dead in the movie. I think they're just going to fucking Luke Skywalker him, and that'll be that. Yeah. He was supposed to obviously come back at the end and was going to set up other films, but if he doesn't come back, then he's dead. So they're just going to bring him back out to kill him. That sounds pretty horrible. That sounds pretty atrocious. I don't know. Hans, do you have any interest in the Flash or the DC slate that James Gunn announced? I feel like it was such a lethargic announcement, too. He's like, hey, guys. He showed up in his pajamas, just like faking all the excitement. Hey, guys, we got 5 movies planned for the next 10 years. Great. I can't wait for Swamp Thing.
That's actually the one where I'm like, oh, that could be cool. Everything else, just Brave and the Bold. I think they did well in that cartoon where it was just like a goofy, bringing a lot of B, C list characters into it, so that I guess they'll get a little bit of exposure. I don't think that's needed, even though what's it going to be, him and his kid? Right?
Yeah, so it's not even going to really be like 1950s Brave and the Bold comics. It's going to be the introduction of the Damian Wayne character that was created like 12 years ago.
I can't believe they're doing another Aquaman movie. That's pretty funny. I want to see that Joker one just because of everything that we talked about and how it feels like it's a completely left turn pick for the second movie. So I'm interested in that one. But everything else,
the musical
Joker Folly, dude.
Yeah.
That's the only one I think I'm looking forward to outside of the Flash, I guess.
Yeah, I don't even really want to like. I don't really care what Matt Reeves is doing with the Batman. Honestly, like I think the first movie was I've kind of soured on it as time has gone on. Like if I never saw another one of those, I'd be fine.
Every month I hate that movie a little bit more. I came out of it and I was like, yeah, that was all right. You know what? That was not the worst Batman movie. You know, I'd probably give it like a high mid-tier because they fucked up the end. But otherwise, because I really loved the first like 40 minutes when you're in Taxi Driver, basically. And then it ventures off into, we want to correct this to be Batman the Animated Series. And that's where they really, I think, messed up everything. And my opinion of that only worsens.
Who is this?
I tried to start it again, and I turned it off like about 40 minutes into it. I'm like, I don't have the patience to watch this again.
I just saw this trailer. I had not seen it before. You guys, I didn't even know it was out. Who's that? Who's that supposed to be? Because that doesn't look like Keaton. It definitely doesn't look like Ben Affleck.
Something about the nose is too wide.
Why do we need to see that? Why do we need to see up his mask and up his nose? It looks horrible. Also, the stomach region on this outfit is soft rubber and like flappy. Did you? And he's like showing up and he puffs out his chest and it looks so weird and bad. I don't know what they were thinking. Yeah.
That reveal makes it look like his back is broken and something is like propping him up. Let me see if I can find it.
Don't play audio for the love
No,
of
I'm not. I'm
God.
not. I just want to see when he shows up and Ezra pretends to be like
Yeah, look at
there.
that.
Like he looks
Yeah.
like he's being like propped up.
Well, it's because of
Like,
it's
is
because of the
this?
neck of the suit, right? Like it's like this was the whole. They even like make fun of this in the Dark Knight, but like they're using the original stiff neck Batman cowl. He can't move in that. That was the problem with like the first 5 movies.
I think the actual thing here is that they are using that and they're using a different body. So it used to be just all like straight, like thick rubber, and this one's a little more flexible in the body, which is why the abdomen region, it's not defined. It's just kind of like this flappy layer. You can't really see it here,
Yeah.
and it doesn't mesh with the head. So Hans, you might be able to see it when there's a more full body shot of Michael Keaton as Batman. So it's not this one because he's going to come into a close up. But yeah, I have.
But he was great.
Yeah,
But he was also like a skinny guy, right? When the first Batman came out, he was like a comedy guy, so it's not like he got super muscular and built to be Batman. So he wasn't that
right.
imposing, and now that's weird because he's old. He's old, so he's also not going to be ripped. But then he just doesn't look like. I don't know when my computer.
People also think that this is Christian Bale. That's the other thing that I've seen online.
This one?
Yeah, they think that Bat Cycle is Christian Bale. I mean, I don't know. I think it's clearly Ben Affleck, but I've just seen people tweeting that.
Yeah, that does look like the Dark Knight, cycle that ejects from the Batmobile. But no, I'm fairly confident that is Ben Affleck there.
Oh, I think I found the one you were talking about.
You found the shot? People have just been posting screenshots all day of Michael. There you go.
Oh.
So as you can see, you have the chest, right? And it looks like it's stretching out the abdomen region, but that is like a softer texture. It's not like a defined part of the suit. It's flexible. So it's like a t-shirt or something.
Like a leather daddy suit.
Yeah, it doesn't work. I don't know. I what is that pose even? It's not great.
Little Batman.
It's making me concerned about this, but everyone at DC seems extremely confident about this movie being some great masterwork. And it doesn't register to me as insincere, like when they might be promoting Aquaman 2, The Lost Kingdom, or whatever the hell it might be, or Wonder Woman 1984, whenever they're like, this is a great movie. They're like, no, this movie is amazing. So if they keep saying that and it doesn't deliver that, I mean, how can you have any faith in James Gunn and Warner Brothers, I guess, going forward? But I don't know if it's really going to matter. They're doing a 10-year slate, but guess what? Guess what I learned the other day? Batman and Superman enter the public domain in 12 years. So unless they pull a Disney, right, and they start paying off politicians to try and like nudge it up like they did before, because I think it was originally the copyright law was 75 years, and then they made it 95 years because they didn't want to lose Mickey Mouse or whatever. Superman is public domain in 2034, and Batman is public domain in 2035. And my suspicion here is that there's not really going to be a whole lot they can do about that, aside from try and create the most unique versions of those characters possible before you start seeing Winnie the Pooh, blood and soil?
Winnie the Blood and Honey, right, or something?
They're going to start making those movies, and it's going to cheapen the brand. You're going to get a lot of Sherlock Holmes style incarnations of that. And you'll probably get like somebody who's Superman who isn't Clark Kent that only DC can have the rights to. It'll be like a black billionaire Batman named Hans. What's his name? Go ahead, take your time with that sip while you think up a name.
Tyrone something.
Tyrone. Yeah, he pulled it
Tyrone.
out.
No, he's just one name, like Oprah. That's right.
You got half there. Yeah.
So Tyrone will be Batman.
In that universe, Batman is an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tyrone Winfried. That's his name.
He will be on Shark Tank. Yeah. And that's what you're going to see in the future. And I think that'll wind up killing the superhero genre for films anyway. Or it'll dampen it. It'll make it more interesting.
Something has to happen. I mean, I've been like more interested generally in what DC has been doing because I'm like, at least the movies like there's potential for them to be fucking crazy. That's still kind of what I'm hoping for with this Andy Machete Flash is that he'll make a crazy movie like he did with It Chapter 2. Like at the very least, it'll be baffling.
Yeah,
but I don't know. All the movies James Gunn and Peter Safran have announced, I'm like, I don't care. I don't like the Suicide Squad didn't do it for me. I didn't watch Peacemaker. I'm like, if you're the guy at the helm, I'm not. I'm kind of checked out.
I think having him be that guy is a big mistake because he's good in a very like isolated section of, all right, we are directing kind of funny superhero movie, like mixed genre films. Helming an entire company and a slate of movies is such a not a good idea for somebody like James Gunn. I don't even know if it was really a good idea for Zack Snyder, but you have to kind of be this sort of bland architect, I think, if you're going to keep things in line. And I don't know. I just don't think he's the right one for that. I will maybe check out that Superman movie. My interest in the Batman movie is extremely little. I'm basically checked out. What is the entire slate, though? There's 10 projects in there. There are 5 movies and 5 TV shows. I know, Hans, you had a problem with Viola Davis having her own TV show. Surprise,
Yeah,
surprise.
who wants to see that? Who wants to see that show? What's the character's name?
I'll watch the show. I'll buy
Amanda
the
Waller.
Blu-ray of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll hang up a poster right behind me of her. She's so hot. I love her.
Yeah.
When's
Very-
that? Isn't there a fucking Batman show that's supposed to come out on HBO Max?
There's a Penguin
Like,
show.
Is it about the Penguin or is it just about like Gotham PD?
Well, I've heard mixed things. I think it was supposed to be, there was supposed to be a Gotham PD show originally, and then they just did away with the entire concept of it. Or maybe it was like a Gordon show, and then they turned it into Gotham PD. I don't know. But the Penguin show is,
Yeah, they
Gonna
did.
happen.
Well, didn't they do the first? The first show was that. Fuck. What's it called? Gotham with the bad Batman and like that.
Oh well, that was
Joker.
on Fox, right? Like that was like, and then they have that fucking they've got that show about Alfred Pennyworth.
Yeah,
about like
Pennyworth.
like, and it's literally like you don't even see him be. It's like him in his 20s in the 1960s. Like there's
Yeah.
nothing connecting it to Batman.
well, they just canceled that. So here's what they did. They did 2 seasons
no.
of that. They called it Pennyworth, and people didn't even know it existed. It was on Epix. So
Yeah.
that's never a good sign. And then they renamed it Pennyworth, the untold story of Batman's butler.
Oh, good.
And then they realized no one's watching this. Let's just cancel it. Let's get rid of it.
It's also a
immediately.
terrible title. Explaining who the character is does not make it better. Hey, you want to see the butler,
butler.
his adventures when he was young before he met Batman and anything
But
interesting
then like
happened?
the thing that's weird because like again I don't know that much about comic book stuff, but somebody posted like the final scene from the series finale of Pennyworth or whatever, and it ends with like a giant nuclear explosion, I guess, in London. And all the characters get like it's I don't know I didn't know what it was supposed to be, but then apparently the end of Pennyworth actually leads into V for Vendetta.
Right.
Not
What?
that was what people in the
Yeah, I
replies
saw that.
they were explaining that like that this is a prequel to Batman, but mainly a prequel to V for Vendetta, which I had no idea were connected at all.
V for
So I don't know
Vendetta
what the fuck is going on.
I don't know. I mean, that's technically DC. Maybe I got to watch Pennyworth. Now I'm kind of into what that. I don't know, but this all sucks. This is all terrible. I think here's also what I think. Aside from the public domain thing, assuming that doesn't go through, right? Assuming they pay some people off and there's some trickery and you can't make your own Batman movie. I think James Gunn's slate is only going to get halfway. My feeling is I don't trust that he's going to deliver a good product. If that doesn't happen, if we wind up striking out on the first 2 movies, all that gets washed out. And my suspicion would be within 10 years, they would at least call Zack Snyder and be like, hey, you want to do something? Anything? Can you just make one thing for us? Could you do like Superboy? I don't know. I think they'll wind up going back to the well at some point because that's the only thing that's generated legitimate hype for them.
Yeah, it's weird how it's weird how scared they get. Like it's weird how many times I mean they've changed course like 5 times, right? Maybe more. Like the fact that like you had like even like the Superman cameo at the end of the new I didn't see it, but I know he's in Black Adam,
Right.
which is so funny to think that like what 4 years ago he's like there's a Superman cameo at the end of fucking Shazam, but they can't put his head in it because they just didn't know where like what fucking branch they what road they were going to take going forward. And the fact that they're like willing to like movie by movie reassess their entire slate, yeah, I'm with you. I think he's going to get 1 or 2 movies in, and they'll be like, no, fuck this. I can't believe they don't just stop.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think there's something almost charming about how much of a mess the Zack Snyder timeline or Zack Snyder adjacent like films have wound up being. Just anything not helmed by him is like loosely connected, but it doesn't feel anything at all like it. I don't know. I haven't seen Black Adam either. It seems like everybody is out to get Henry Cavill for some reason.
Yeah,
I have no clue why, what he did.
he's a gamer.
It's because he's a gamer. But we'll save the DC talk for maybe when one of these films wind up dropping soon. Hopefully the Flash doesn't get delayed for another 3 years. We'll see.